God, I look terrible. Hi everyone, hope everybody's doing wonderful. So this is new since I'm doing it from my phone. Hi Evil Outcast. Since I'm doing that from my phone and not my computer, this is new because for some reason the software I'm using is not working on my computer. Or maybe it's because everybody is quarantined and they're on the internet and it's making it slow. I don't know. But I'm off for 2 days, and so I'm going to make a lot of content at that point. I know, Elder. I missed you. I see that you're doing really well, though. Congratulations. Well, so don't mind my appearance. I look like ridiculous. But I really wanted to get on here and talk to you guys about what happened and what I've been doing for the past 2 years. I didn't ghost anybody. So it started in 2017, and my now ex-husband, who is unfortunately deceased, separated. And it wasn't easy. And so it was a long process. It was a long process to get him to... Hello, BD. Thank you, Crow. And, where was I? I always lose my train of thought. So we separated, and then it probably took about almost a year to serve the paperwork because I couldn't find him. Finally I found him, and we were able to serve the paperwork in 2018, and we got divorced in October. And then in February, I got a phone call at 5:30 in the morning by his brother because he only had my number, clearly, because nobody else in his family talks to him. And, hey, being scared, I miss you so much. Hello, Lord. Please, I wash my hands. I'm a nurse. I'm good. I'm good. I work the front lines. I wash my hands every day. Hand sanitizer, mask. Believe me, I got like 8 masks. So, back to my story. So I got a phone call at 5:30 in the morning, February 28th, and he proceeded to tell me that my ex-husband had passed away. Hello. And they did an autopsy, and it was an overdose of fentanyl. I think at that point it was so numb because I was just so over his behavior that I didn't really like process it. Sorry. I didn't really process it very well because I didn't know how to. So then I guess one day just got really, 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 really sad and kind of had like a little bit of a breakdown. And so I went and I saw a therapist, and I've been seeing, thank you, Evil. Thank you, being scared. And so I started seeing a therapist, and she actually, I told her I did narrations, and I really enjoyed it, and I really enjoy the community because the community is awesome. Great support system. And don't mind messy living room. I'm sorry, I'm thirsty. Don't mind my messy living room. And she told me that I should get back into it if that's something that would help me, and I think that it would. Um, so, and plus working a lot lately, with the whole the COVID-19 thing. Uh, that's difficult too. uh, we're all on the front lines, and I hope everybody's being safe and healthy. Wash your hands, hand sanitizer. You can wear a mask. Masks are okay. But please don't wear gloves because you cross contaminate everything when you wear gloves. Oh, thank you, Elder. You know, you and I are BFFs. So is being scared, and we shouldn't be here, and I miss Mort and everybody, so. I'm sorry, I missed that question that you guys, yeah, you can use bandanas. I mean, it's not the greatest thing in the world, but it's better than nothing. I know a lot of people are sewing masks, cloth masks, and so if you can find somebody doing that, that would probably benefit you better than wearing a bandana. But if you don't have a mask, a bandana will do. Someone asked me a question, and I don't think I got to it. But yeah, I'm really happy to be back. um, like I said, I missed you guys all, and I'm off for 2 days, so I'm gonna make a lot of content so I can upload it and come back because it makes me happy, and you guys make me happy. What do you mean evil? It looks suspect. Oh, thank you, Kyle. I really appreciate it. The bandana. Well, I would love that, being scared. Thank you. We're all BFFs. No, because there's other people going out there wearing bandanas too, and everybody's concerned about themselves, so I don't think they're gonna really care that you're wearing a bandana, because I highly doubt they think you're gonna rob a place. It's there to protect yourself. Hi, Chris. Thank you, Evil. I missed you guys too. Oh, Kyle. But like I said, I don't know. Hey, Fear the Great White. Hi, Crow. But does anyone else have any questions for me? Like, it's been a long 2 years, and I'm really, like I said, I'm really sorry that I feel like I ghosted everybody. I know, but I had to go to work. I had to work today. So it was kind of hard to sit there and make content. But I'm off tomorrow and Thursday and Friday, actually. Thank you, amazing. I'm thinking actually about redoing that, because those were the psych stories, because those were my first stories, and they kind of were really bad because I was first starting out. So I think it's either that. Hey, I think I might do either something about psych again, because I know a lot of people like the psych stories, and then I'll figure out what I want to do. Hi, Daniel. I'm not stressed. I'm just tired. I've worked a lot lately, with the whole COVID-19 thing. I know I look like trash, and I'm really, really sorry. But yeah, I mean, I'm really not. Oh, thank you. I'm glad I'm back too. Okay. It's just it's really draining every day. And plus, I'm a manager of a hospital. So when I don't have the answers, because none of us have the answers, then my staff get upset with me and they start screaming at me. Sure, Kyle. Anytime. Anytime. Send me over whatever you want to do. And we can do it. Oh, God, I'm sorry. My hair looks like trash right now. Yeah, I yeah, I saw that. I was really the whole thing with the cruise ship, I think they docked what, 2 days ago? And the one thing I don't get was the governor didn't want them into the state because he was afraid he was going to overflow the medical system there. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Evil. And but what I didn't understand was he let all those spring breakers come and now they all have COVID, but they wouldn't let the ship dock. It didn't make sense to me. I don't, and honestly, I'm not trying to knock anybody because everybody's trying to do the best that they can because we've never gone through a pandemic like this. And I keep trying to tell people the last time we went through a pandemic, we were all not alive. It was like 1918. It was the flu. So either all those people are dead that actually, went through it, or they're really, really old. So unfortunately, I feel like we're kind of trying to like wing it, which it's that's the only thing we can do. Stay safe, wash your hands. Hand sanitizer is your best friend. Don't wear gloves. That's the one thing that I can't stand. If you're gonna wear gloves, gloves are made for single use only. They're not made for multiple uses. The other day, good for her. Good for her. Exactly, subject. Everybody has to take precautions. Yeah, actually, Lord, one of my friends made hand sanitizer and made it out of alcohol and aloe so it wouldn't dry out your hands. Because that's another thing. It will, like, washing your hands repeatedly and putting hand sanitizer will dry out your hands. Oh, thank you, Evil. I promise you, my hospital makes all the employees wear masks because, where I work, our patients don't go anywhere. I'm a psych nurse, so our patients don't go anywhere. We haven't had visitors in almost a month and a half for the patients. So the people that are bringing it in necessarily is, hi, Crow. Thank you. So we're all wearing masks because we're the ones that would potentially bring it in, since technically, if you think about it, it's a sterile area because they don't go anywhere. So all of our all this employees have to wear masks, which is fine. I don't mind. It helps us from the other employees, and it helps the staff. It helps the patients too. Hi, Fear. Hi, Chris. Oh, I'm not going to answer that question. That's terrible. Why would I answer that question? That's so mean. Everybody tries their best. But yeah, it's scary times. Oh, stop it, Evil. You're not terrible. I know you are, Chris. So, oh, stop it, Fear. You're not bad. God. But, ugh. But yeah, that's where I've been for the past 2 years, dealing with a lot of personal stuff. And dealing with a lot of personal stuff, and I wanted to be fully transparent just because that's me. I'm a very big transparent person. I'm not the person to sugarcoat anything or lie about it or try to sweep it under the rug because that's not me. So I wanted to get on here and talk to you guys about what's been going on. Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think it's going to be normal till June, but I'm remaining optimistic, and I hope that maybe by May. I was supposed to go to Kenya in March, and that got canceled, and I was so upset. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Kyle. So that was a bummer, but I think I'm going next year, so hopefully by January, this stuff will be all done because I want to go to Kenya and I want to hang out with giraffes because I love giraffes. I think they're cute. They're good animals. They're sweet animals, and they're not, you know, they're not vicious, and they don't attack humans. So there's actually a place in Kenya where you can eat breakfast with giraffes, and they stick their head through the window, and you feed them, and they kiss you, and you know, they're just really, really sweet animals. Yes, Daniel, Greece is really pretty. I've never been. No, you can't eat giraffes. That's gross. Hi, Slumber Reeds. Yeah, where I'm going, it's not that there's no Ebola, but that was more in the Western countries. Yeah, I hear London's nice. My brother actually went to London. Amazing lover. Lived there for 2 years. He works for the federal government. I will, Eva, I promise. Ew, why would you want to eat animals, though? Or at least a giraffe. I would never eat a giraffe. Well, then I guess they get head-butted. I don't know. Thank you, Slumber Reeds. I know, amazing lover. That's gross. Just like eating cats and dogs. I remember one time I went to Chinatown in DC, and some of the stuff that was hanging from the window, ooh, a raccoon, and everything that was hanging from the window looked like dogs and cats. And I was like, I got to get out of here. This is gross. Yeah, BD, there isn't. Now, coronavirus is there now, but, and my theory about, oh, you want to know why? Because they're all implants. That's why they're perfect. So, no. They're all implants. I actually had that done back in June, so that I was recovering from that too. It actually was not a bad surgery, honestly. I was back at work 3 days later. So, it really was not painful at all, actually. I have a really funny story about that because when they woke me up from the surgery, they gave me propofol. And what propofol does is it doesn't make you groggy after you come out of sedation. So I wasn't groggy at all, but I really had to go to the bathroom. So apparently I'm running down the hallway trying to go outdoors that are exits instead of going to the bathroom. And I have everybody running, yes, the Michael Jackson milk. And I have everybody running after me trying to catch me. And all I'm saying is, I gotta pee, I gotta pee. It was quite an interesting, I wish people would have gotten that on video, but it was funny. It was interesting. And then I apparently wasn't very nice to the nurses. No, the tooth fairy didn't give me money. I don't think the tooth fairy wanted my teeth. So, but it really wasn't a bad surgery. It probably would have gone viral because I can be a little eccentric sometimes, and I definitely was not listening to anybody, but that's my personality. I really don't listen to a lot of people. I do my own thing. Yeah, it will, I mean, I don't know. Your best friend's a teddy bear named Bert. What does Bert look like? But yeah. Let's see, what else has been going on? Not like Ernie. Haha, you're funny. Yeah, most people do hit on the nurses. I actually one time when I worked in the ER before I went back to psych nursing, I had a patient who came in an overdose, and we Narcaned him, and we had the big light overhead because it was in the trauma room, and he looks at me and goes, "You're pretty. Are you an angel?" And I go, "No." And he goes, "Am I in heaven?" I said, "No, but you almost made it there." I mean, his cousin was just going to drop him off at the door and just leave. I was like, "Oh, no, buddy." Well, sure. I mean, you can EP anybody. If you feel like they're a danger to self or others, you can call the police and you can EP anyone to the hospital, and they're on a 48-hour hold until a doctor sees them. But most of my patients, I will. I will. I'll tag along. Don't worry. I'll do it. I'm drinking tea, by the way. Um, I lost my train of thought. I do that a lot. Sorry, guys. I'm really awkward because I wasn't really expecting to have my whole face on um, live stream. So I didn't really prepare for it. I should have, but I didn't. I agree with you, Evil. Um, well, most of the time I'm at work, and actually, the patients and the staff have been really great with social distancing, which I'm surprised because a lot of times with psych patients, they're not cognitively there and they don't understand, but they're scared, which is rightfully so. And they are, okay, Daniel, but they are actually doing very well with the social distancing. My office that I work out of, we actually put a sign on the door saying, "If you don't need to come in, call us." And we put the extension on because our office has a lot of people that come in and out, because we're the staffing office. So everybody comes in and out, and it's like, okay, I even put a line at the door where they couldn't cross. I know I'm kind of mean, but I prefer not to get sick. And plus, I have asthma, so I really don't want to get sick. I'm hoping that this whole thing will be done by June. I hope, but I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Yeah. Oh, funny story about that, Evil, because I really do want to hit people with sticks because they're stupid. Um, that's good, Lord. Be very, very cautious. Make sure she has her medicine. They're working on a vaccine subject. They are. They also have been doing trials with the malaria drug called Plaquenil. Oh, believe me, I do. I do. Yeah, I mean, you got to keep yourself preoccupied during the lockdown because if you don't have stuff to do, you're gonna go like completely insane. I mean, humans aren't meant to be locked down. Humans are meant to be social animals. So when we can't be social animals, um, it kind of gets to us, like mentally, and so then people start to get depressed or whatever the case may be. Oh, I'm so sorry, Chris. That's awful. None of us were meant to be locked down. We shouldn't be here. By the way, I miss you. Um, I mean, they can talk about it, but they just can't say the people's names. That's basically what it is. But I was at the grocery store the other day, and I'm watching this girl who's in scrubs, which I don't care about the scrubs because I walk around and go to the store in scrubs. But this girl had gloves on, and she goes and touches the door with the gloves. And then she proceeds to put her face mask on with the dirty gloves. Then she proceeds to take out her cell phone and start talking on the cell phone. And I finally had to say something to her because uh, I couldn't take it anymore. And I said, you know, you just cross contaminated everything that you touched. And she's like, well, I have my face mask on. I said, yeah, okay, but you touched everything else before you put your face mask on. So you're cross contaminating. And I don't think she was very happy with me telling her that, but oh well. Yeah, I'm technically essential since I'm a nurse, so I have to go to work. They've actually given us. Yeah, I'm sitting on the floor. Sorry. Cause my living room's a mess and I didn't want to sit on the couch, and plus my phone needed to be plugged in. I told you, I'm a weird person. I do weird things. I sit on the floor. I like sitting on the floor. There is no such thing as reusable gloves, honestly. I mean, even when you use the gloves to wash dishes, they get really dirty. And that would probably be the closest thing I would think that would be reusable, but I wouldn't want to use them more than like 2 or even 3 days. So, um, but honestly, the medical gloves that we have are not. Oh no, no, my boyfriend's sleeping. He works night shift, so that's why I wasn't going in my room to do it. So, um, technically, I guess you could consider him a flatmate. He'd probably kill me for saying that. So, um, I will. Well, when he wakes up. And our dog deserted me. She went to the bedroom too. So I was hoping she'd come out and hang out with us for a little bit. But I guess she's a deserter. But I will tell him, I say hello. Um, I guess so. She's a little brat. She's the most pampered pooch ever. She gets whatever she wants. But she's a good girl. She's a very, very, very good girl. You know, she's probably one of the best dogs I've ever had. And she's not purebred at all. She's a mutt. Alfred. Actually, funny story. I had a cat named Albert, but he since passed away. But her name's Zoe. So, but what has everybody else been up to? I would love to hear what everybody else has been up to. Oh, I know. I love my dog. I think dogs are great therapy for people. They're excellent therapy. I always told my boss I want a desk dog. I want a puppy and I want it to sit with me all day long, and when I get stressed, I just want to pet it. Are a lot of your kids doing online homeschooling? That's great, Kyle. Because I know a lot of my friends have been really stressed out with their children because they're doing homeschooling, and I guess the software that they're using is not the greatest. So, Chris, we shouldn't be here. Tell Chris hello. Gosh. Ooh, Schoology. Yeah, like I said, I was essential, so the governor of Maryland had to write letters to us all. And tell us basically we were essential. So if we got stopped by the police, because in Maryland, we're completely on lockdown. And so if you're not essential, you don't go to work. You can still go to the grocery store and you can still go outside and walk around and exercise outside and walk your dog. You just can't. All the malls are closed. All the restaurants are only doing delivery. Yeah. So I haven't been stopped by a cop yet, but people said they have. But I know a lot of cop friends, and they're like, we're not stopping people unless it's like a big group of people. So sure, go ahead. We shouldn't be scared. Go twerk outside and take a video of it so we can all see. I knew you're a weird one. You know that? But you're still my BFF. Hey, maybe we can both twerk outside and we can like make the video together. Oh. Sorry, we shouldn't be here. Jesus. Give me a break. We all know you. Ugh, I can't eat peanuts. I wish I could, but I can't. So. I do agree with you, DB. It does make me sad that people have been losing their jobs and who, like my brother, he works through the federal government. He's been furloughed, but he's still getting paid, which is nice. But there's other people who were furloughed or laid off. And is it really? Is twerking really making a comeback? Well, my birthday was during the quarantine. So literally, I got literally I got a cake, which was very sweet. I got cake and flowers and oh God, please no twerking. You're funny. Really? They're deemed essential because all the people that are building houses here, they aren't building. Like they're not allowed to build, which is interesting. Oh, well, at least you get to work from home. But yep, I gotta go into work every day. And some days are better than others. I mean, I know everybody's scared and I know everybody doesn't know what's going on, but everybody just needs to remain calm and respectful to each other. Because there's a lot of things going around. Sitting on the floor of my house in Maryland. That's where I'm from. Hi. I've been to Kentucky. I like Kentucky. Yeah. Maryland, I came here when I was 5, and then I was born in Connecticut. And then when I was 5, I came to Maryland, and I've been here ever since, so. That was a little. All right, Evil. We'll see you later. Thank you for joining. All right, Kyle. Love you too. Oh, Yorkshire, England, in your teens. Were you a military brat, Chris? New Hampshire? I bet you it's cold in New Hampshire. Connecticut was cold, but that's why I can deal with it. Thank you. Oh, really? I know, some things, I think a lot of things. I think a lot of people got unfollowed from me. Even my Twitter, like people that followed me before, like they were gone. Hey, Chaos. Everything's good. How are you? 81 degrees. Where the heck do you live? Hey, my 33rd birthday will be known as the COVID birthday, too. Well, yeah, Maine is super cold. Kentucky. I've been to Kentucky. It's not bad. Yeah, I just wish everybody just would respect each other. And the one thing I can't stand about what's going on is people stockpiling supplies that could go to the medical professionals, nurses, doctors, techs, respiratory therapists who are intubating these patients. And it just really, 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 really makes me upset. I still can't believe that you guys are considered essential for building things. Like the only thing that's being built right now is the US Reserve, like the National Guard actually. And I think that's just I know you like turtles cuz you're weird. Um oh my gosh, the paper towel's ridiculous. And it's not even a GI bug. It's like, why are you taking all the paper towel? It's not like you're having like diarrhea all day long. It's a respiratory issue. Wet wipes. Find some wet wipes. They still have wet wipes. That's what I did. Like I bought a bunch of toilet paper. I bought toilet paper, but then I also bought wet wipes just in case. I feel like this is way too much information for you guys. Eating toilet paper? God, I hope not. Yeah, we shouldn't be here. You can do that and tell me how that works out. Where is being scared? He popped in and then popped out. Oh, by the way, we shouldn't be here. You want to know what that's called? That's called disimpacting, by the way. Most of the time they do it when people are constipated. You know, you stick your finger up your butt and then it comes out. It happens for old people normally. So, frozen burritos. Ugh. I eat those if I'm desperate. Oh, yes, I heard all about Fear Crawler. I always I don't want to speak ill of anybody, but I knew he had some issues. So, but yes, I did hear about Fear Crawler. And the things he did, I don't condone at all. Oh, speaking of that, my friend made these little like headbands with buttons on them. So, because the masks that we're wearing are like breaking down our face, because we've been wearing them for so long. And the elastic also like breaks down your ears. So she made these little like bandanas and she sewed buttons on them so we could use them instead of putting it on our ears so our ears don't start breaking down, which I thought was a great idea. Shout out to Jenny, even though I know she's not watching. Are we guys talking about fear or are we talking about being scared? I'm kind of confused. Uh, I hate to say this, but not. Oh, about fear. I mean, he may be talented and everything, but his actions towards women is unacceptable. So, I can't really condone him. There was a lot of things that were going on, and I was actually privy to a lot of it. But like, I'm not gonna take away that he was not no, not Fear the Great White. He was Fear Crawler. But Sorry, touch my face. I know some of you guys don't like it, but I do wash my hands a lot. But like I said, he was talented, or he is talented. I'm not going to talk in the past tense like he's passed away, but he is talented. But what his behaviors that he was doing, I didn't condone it, especially against women. You wash your hands with dirt? I hope not, since you know you are a mailman. But, I mean, everybody has their own personalities. Sometimes it's not the best personality. And believe me, I've met in my line of work. I really don't want to get into it because I feel like it would reflect people's privacies would be I don't want to invade people's privacies, but I can tell you that he would flirt with many girls and then pretend that, they were the only ones. And then ghost them and then be really mean to them. And on top of that, I'm almost 100% sure he had a girlfriend. See, yeah, I think that's totally wrong for people to come to work when you are basically sick. You're putting everybody in jeopardy, and I think that's wrong. I know at my work, we take our temperatures every shift. Everybody gets their temperatures taken every shift, and then I wipe down everything. Lord, it's my OCD's gotten so much worse now with this virus that literally I wipe down everything. I wipe down your phone, wipe down your computer, wipe down your counters, wipe down your, hand sanitizer. Like it's ridiculous. But you have to, unless you want to, you want to stay healthy. You don't want to get sick. And then of course it's allergy season, and every time you sniffle or cough, everyone runs away from you. Am I a pencil? I'm not sure what that means. Well, you can wipe down the bottle. Yeah, if you're the Great White. I know several of the girls. It wasn't right. Women. Ugh. I don't know about that, but if it's true, ugh. Oh, thank you, Peter. Like I said, one of my friends made it for me, and I mean, most of my headbands are so loose because I wear them to work every day to keep my hair back. So this one's really tight, so I'm really actually happy about it. Yeah, that fetish is really weird. Actually, I knew a guy that got arrested because in his bar he was placing cameras in the women's bathroom and watching them pee, and I was like, "Ew, really?" But yeah, he got arrested. I don't know if he served any jail time, but I'm pretty sure he got probation or something like that. But yeah, he was someone like I personally knew, and I was like really creeped out when I heard that. Yeah, it's gross. Very weird. Like I said. Oh, hey Nana. But people have weird fetishes and people are gross, and believe me, the stories I tell you that some of my patients have done. Yeah, I had a patient the other day try to eat his poop. His own shit. Now, granted, I've seen a lot of people drink their own piss, but I've never seen anybody eat their own shit. That's a new one for me. Yeah, I'm telling you, I got some sick patients right now. some very sick patients, and it doesn't help the fact that this whole pandemic's going around and they're all scared too. I don't I don't know why. He's a sick boy. Well, MRSA's everywhere. Like most medical professionals, I'm not trying to freak you out, guys, but most medical professionals, if you culture your nose, we have MRSA in our nose. Now, I'm going back. When girls get upset, they dye their hair. It's actually, like, it's not that. It's still kind of blonde. Oh God, I got a ton of murderers. They're the best patients ever, honestly, because they're well medicated and they've been there for so long that they know the program that they don't give us any trouble. But yeah, I have. Oh, believe me, I think that's what I'm gonna record tomorrow is some of my other stories that I have. Like, whatever. We shouldn't be here. It was pink at one time. Um, well, let's see. The worst patient I had, he was a guy who was antisocial. He wasn't, he, and a requirement to be admitted into a psych hospital, um, you have to have an Access 1 diagnosis. And this guy didn't because he got arrested for assault. And so he was only a, personality disorder, an antisocial personality disorder. And I kid you not, I'm not afraid of any of my patients. And most of my patients like me. Thank you, Hopeful, for dropping by. A lot of my patients like me because I'm down to earth and I don't treat them like some criminal. But he scared the living shit out of me. You could just look in his eyes and see that he had no soul. And he also killed his family dog. So anybody that kills their family dog is fucked up. And one day he actually tried to go after me. So after he went after me, that was the day. Ooh, Arthur, I'm sorry. Can you tell me again? I feel so bad. But yeah, he tried to tear down the nurse's station door to get to me. And actually he did. Um, and he jumped up on top of me, and thank God one of the other patients who really, really, respects me, jumped on him and basically beat the living shit out of him. And after that, the guy that jumped on me went to Perkins. Yes, he had the Ted Bundy eyes. There was no soul there whatsoever. And especially with anti-personality. Especially with antisocial personality disorder, they don't care about anybody but themselves. No one. And they will literally, anything that they want, and if they can get it from that person, they will use that person. And then once they use them, they leave them. So in Maryland, we have a max security, basically prison for the criminally insane. Oh my gosh. Hi, Ghost Eagle. So he went there after he tried to jump me. I work for a large state hospital in Maryland where, oh God, we got everything. Narcissistic people, we got borderline people, we got antisocial personality disorder, we have schizophrenia, we have bipolar, we have schizoaffective, we have a mixture of everybody. But yeah, I work at a psych hospital. Most of our patients that we get are from jail, but a lot of them are misdemeanor crimes like trespassing because they're homeless and they have nowhere else to go, or misdemeanor assault. We had one guy that actually was there for first degree assault. Thank you, Arthur. We actually had one guy that was there for first degree assault, and with a weapon. And the only reason why he didn't go to Perkins, which is the max security prison for the criminally insane, was because he didn't use a gun. And he ended up eloping, and I had to run after him. And then I realized that was a very bad idea because he was bigger than me, and I was faster than all the other people that were running behind me. But we were able to get him back in. And then we put him in 4 points because he was a danger to himself or others. And then he bit someone's finger off. So that was a good day too. I think I've told that story on my channel before, but I have plenty more stories to tell. So, and I know a lot of people like those stories. And I tell them because I want people to be mindful that, just because you have a mental illness doesn't mean that you can't function in society. Pretty good. Sometimes there's some fights. A lot of times I think the fights a lot of times the fights are just over being psychotic and not medicated. Oh, I have somebody who tried to eat someone's face off, actually. And I can tell you that story on my... Why do you think that? I like... Private state and private mental facilities are completely different. State, they get funding. Private hospitals, you pay. So a lot of times with the state hospitals, the thing I like about them is that they will keep you there until you're well. Unfortunately, the private hospitals, they do this whole 3-day hold thing, and then they send you out, and with no aftercare plan or anything, and they're just there for the money. And then they end up getting readmitted, or they come to us because then they've done something really terrible. And I've had patients that have come to us from private facilities because they kicked them out because their insurance will only pay so much. And I think that's ridiculous. But that's my own personal opinion. See, Fear the Great White. I think DID, DID is extremely rare. Extremely rare. They actually have a unit at Shepherd Pratt in Maryland for DID, but I believe, because I've done it for 10 years, actually now 11 years, never had a patient with DID. And I honestly think sometimes DID is more of a borderline personality disorder, which basically they only care about themselves and they want their needs met. And if it's not met, then they just make everybody's life a living hell. And, sometimes borderline personality disorders come from childhood trauma, so I get it. But what I tell my patients is if you want to get better, then you need to follow the protocol. If you don't want to get better, then go. Because there's other people, you're taking up a bed for somebody that could actually use it. Like, I've had patients in my hospital since the 70s. And that's a long time. But we're her only family she knows. It can be. I mean, a lot of the personality disorders end up mixing together just because they cross paths with the same symptoms, like antisocial and borderline and a narcissistic and historian personality disorder where it's basically like Munchausen syndrome, where they basically like make up all these crazy things that happen to them, and it's not true. Yeah, the 70s. And she was a wild one, too, in the 70s, let me tell you. But now she's calmed down. But yeah, she's been there since the 70s. Because they can't function in society. I have a lot of patients who have been there who can't function in society. They can't. They just can't because they're so sick. I have one guy who they were trying to discharge, and I advocated for him because he's been there since '87, and the man they don't know anything. He wouldn't have known anything. He doesn't know about computers. He doesn't know about the internet. He doesn't know about cell phones. He doesn't know about anything because when he came in 87. So I thought, and that's a total disservice to him. A total disservice. So I don't think they're doing it. Well, it's better than her going out and hurting somebody or getting killed herself, because that's what I'm afraid when our patients get discharged that's been there for a very long time, that they don't know, and and they won't take their medicine. That's the thing. A lot of these older people, they won't take their medicine. So then they get really psychotic, and then they end up starting hurting people, or, property, or trespassing, or whatever the case may be. And a lot of times they hurt their family members because that's the closest to them. So, and she's older too, so her sister is her guardian, and her sister would never let us release her, which is fine because I don't want her to be released because she wouldn't make it out there. Like, she's mute. She doesn't speak. And it's not that she can't speak, it's just by choice because of the psychosis. I have one guy who likes to shoot the Russian. Oh, no, I'm sorry. He likes to shoot the Nazis. And so if he were to go out there and pretend to shoot the Nazis, he'd get picked up in a heartbeat. Sorry, I didn't see your question. Can you tell me about it? Can you say it again? I saw something about religious something. I know we have a chapel out there. We have a chaplain who comes around and, help advises the patients regarding their faith and talks to them and stuff like that. We also have devotion services every Sunday. So we also have Catholic priests that come in, and rabbis for the people that are, not Christian, like Lutheran or Episcopalian or anything like that. Our chaplain, he does all that. But anybody that's actually like truly Catholic and truly like Jewish that follow the traditions, we'll have people come in and do services, and the Catholic priest will do the first rites and everything like that. So I have this old dog that lives across the street from me, and he has to be like almost 100 years old. He can't even bark anymore. A lot of people, a lot of patients become very hyper religious, so I've dealt with it a lot. I feel like that's just a thing that comes with mental health, is that they fixate on something, and a lot of times they fixate on religion, to the point that it gets really it gets really bad. I remember I had one guy stand up in the middle of the day hall and start preaching, and I was like, oh, here we go. And of course he got angry and tried to fight us. I will say a lot of our patients like to come. I've had patients tell me that, like, when they get discharged in the summer. No, he was not. He's just very psychotic, and he will go out there and shoot the Nazis, even though the Nazis aren't there. So, but like I was saying, a lot of people like to come, especially in the winter months, because it's cold and they have nowhere to go. And I've had patients tell me before, when they've gotten discharged in the summer, they'll say, okay, see you, Sarah. I'll see you in the winter when it's cold. So it does make us laugh. And most of those patients are really, really good. And like I said, most of our patients are very good. And, we have some that are difficult, but in the end, most of them are very good. And we know a lot of them because it's just a revolving door. So they come in, they come out, they come in, they come out, and we know them. We know them personally. Uh, Absolutely not, because most of the time that they come in, these patients, I'm telling you, no, no. And oh, I don't care. People can know my name. It doesn't matter. People see my face. My name's Sarah. Doesn't matter. Well, we only take 18-year-olds. We don't take adolescents. We used to take adolescents, but now one of the other hospitals in Baltimore, no, one of the other state hospitals takes adolescents. We don't take them anymore. But actually, excuse me, the people that used to work the adolescent unit loved it because they had such a cohesive team, and the patients were great. Sometimes they got a little rowdy, of course, because they're teenagers, but for the most part, it was they really, really liked working it. But most all of our patients have to be 18 or older, and unfortunately, a lot of our patients either come from the jail, so you can't just walk in. Ugh, that is a story for another day. Unfortunately, there have been coworkers I know that have slept with patients and ended up getting pregnant by them, and it was disgusting. Um, but that was years ago. That was probably like 11 years ago, 12 years ago when I first started. Um, yeah, so there are people, but a lot of times I think a lot of those girls that do that either have low self-esteem and they just have no concept of, or boundaries, I should say. Yeah, that does actually count as abuse. It does because it's a vulnerable patient. So, I'm not sure what happened to them because, they don't tell us that. I just turned 33 on the 23rd of March. Um, when I went, oh, totally unethical. Totally. Absolutely. They were fired. And I wouldn't be surprised if the one girl was an RN that her license was terminated by the Board of Nursing. Um, but yeah, I'm 33. I just turned 33 in March, and when I got out of high school, I graduated in '05. Oh, well, happy belated birthday. So when I graduated high school, I went straight into community college and got my 2-year AA degree, which then I took my boards and I became a registered nurse. So I worked for a couple years there doing that. Then I went and did ER. I did ER medicine. Yes, an ex-patient and an ex-employee did get married. Thank you. Oh, you're older than me by a year, sir. Okay? Don't act like you're like 45. But I'm really happy you guys, joined it. I didn't think anybody was going to join my live stream, honestly. You're 4? Hey, sometimes I act like I'm 5, okay? So it's okay. Oh, 41. All right. I thought you said you were 4. I was like, well, I mean, I act like I'm 4 sometimes or 5, depending, but I try not to. Um, but like I said, I am very happy that you guys, joined my live stream. I really, really am. Really bad at typing. Oh, thank you, VT. Oh, thank you, Daniel. Oh, thank you, Subject. And thank you, Subject, for all the music you've provided me. You're awesome. Oh my God, Immunity Zero, I missed you so much. Thank you for stopping by and saying hi. AA is Alcoholics Anonymous. Oh, thank you. Okay, Fear the Great White. It was good seeing you again. Oh, so good to see you too, Immunity. I missed you. But I guess I can't believe we've been on this for almost over an hour. But I think, what time is it? It's only 10. I mean, I don't have to go to work tomorrow, so I don't have to wake up at 7 o'clock. Actually, no, I wake up at 5 because then I have to walk my dog. I know, time does fly, honestly. I can't believe it's April already. Oh, I feel bad for you. I have to work the weekend if that makes you feel any better. It's my weekend to work. And these allergies are killing me. And every time I sniff or cough, people look at me like I got the plague. I'm like, damn, can a girl got allergies? Christ. But oh, thank you, immunity. And we'll talk soon too, because I do miss you, and I do miss our talks together. And my nail's broken. I'm not quite sure what you mean by the ugliest. Do you mean like the most disfigured person? Take some loratadine, Lord. I promise you. It makes it's a 24-hour drug, and it makes a whole world of difference. I think the pollen and everything is really, really crazy. Like, personally, like, outside of the hospital. I mean, I remember when I worked in the ER, I had a guy come in who... Aww. I had a guy come into the hospital. The creepiest patient I've ever had was the gentleman I was telling about that tried to attack me and killed his family dog, and was there on an assault charge. And eventually he tried to, granted, I'm a fighter, so he didn't get many licks on me. And thank God that one of the patients was there to pull him off of me. And then he ended up beating the crap out of him. And the patient that pulled him off of me beat the crap out of the patient that was attacking me, which I was like, ugh, which is more paperwork for me. But I was grateful. I was grateful for him. A lot of the patients look out for each other, and they look out for the staff. And if they like you, oh, best believe they do some bathroom therapy if you assault one of their favorite nurses or techs, they get some bathroom therapy because there's no cameras in the bathroom, which is fine because it's privacy and everything. So that's why they call it bathroom therapy, because nobody knows what's going on until you do your 15-minute rounds. I remember one time when I was working in the ER. It is. It's the best. And we pretend that we don't know about bathroom therapy. Bathroom therapy. Basically, they take the patient that assaulted their favorite staff member into the bathroom and beat the hell out of them. I mean, I've had patients come up to me that assaulted me before, and they're like, can you get so-and-so to leave me alone and tell them, say that, smokers? Why smokers? But as I was saying, to answer the other person's question, I had a patient one time come into triage when I was in the ER, and literally from here all the way down to here, his face was slashed by a knife. Granted, I knew him because we went to the same high school together, and when I worked in the ER, I worked in my community ER. So, I was able to get him back quickly, but I was just like, what the hell happened to you? And of course, it was a girl. And I said, well, you need to stop messing with girls that got boyfriends. Because obviously that didn't turn out too well for you. But I will say that University of Maryland plastics team did an excellent job on his face because you can't even see a scar. Oh, you got lit up. Okay, I get that. I get that. I like that. I might use that instead of bathroom therapy. Yeah, but, you know, the patients look out for the staff. Yeah, pretty much. That's what he looked like when he walked in, was Omar from The Wire, but I will say that University of Maryland did a really great job. Their plastics department's excellent, and they did a really, really, really good job with it. Because I've seen him recently, and I can't even see a scar. So, but I just said, you need to stop drinking, one, and you need to stop messing with other men's girlfriends, because that's your problem. But, of course, he doesn't listen to me. I probably could write a story about bathroom therapy and then call it bathroom therapy. Or call it BT to make it so people can figure out what it means. I like leaving little clues for people to figure out. But oh God. Isn't he gone by now? Like, I feel like I mean, I've been gone for 2 years, but like, I feel like when did this happen? Like, when did he get outed? Well, now, subject, you know about bathroom therapy. Oh, I bet you that would be weird. A Kermit meme. Well, I don't really have any more tea left, so. Oh, February. Okay, so I just missed it. You always got to have some type of drama in the horror community. And I know he was doing it to another girl before he did it to a couple other people, and she tried to out him, and then she got ridiculed, and I was not happy about it because she's a sweet girl. And then eventually I guess after he started doing it to everybody else, that's when they finally believed her, and that's when he was outed. The one thing that I didn't understand was the fact that he had a girlfriend, a live-in girlfriend, but he was telling girls to come stay with him. I'm like, what? So, but enough about Fear Crawler. He's irrelevant anymore, so I hope he gets the help that he needs. Yeah, I know he had a lot of shit going on too, but he shouldn't have done what he did to those girls, because that's not right. You don't lead people on. I mean, it's either you do it or you don't. Oh, I'm sure. Or the beauty community. Have you ever seen the beauty community? Well, you're a guy, but the beauty community has more drama than I think anybody I know. I think we're pretty good about it. Yeah, there was actual proof. They posted it on their Twitters, everything, every conversation. I don't know who it was or who the people were, but maybe I'll do ASMR BT. That sounds terrible though. That sounds like something. I don't know. I don't know if I like that title. But yes, there was evidence. Yeah, there were screenshots on Twitter. Yes, I would love to do another live stream. I'll hit you up, I promise. Thank you for coming, Immunity. I miss you. Oh no, I like the beauty community. I like to watch their videos too. But yeah, they got a lot of damn drama. There's always drama every day. And I'm like a drama-free person. I hate drama. It's ridiculous. And so like I just try to avoid it as much as possible because it's just wasted energy that you could be doing something else. And you know what's the worst? And I might be sounding like a really like spoiled brat right now, but I need to get my nails done and my eyebrows done. And I can't. Are you being sarcastic, Lord? Or oh, you're saying that me. You're quoting me. Oh, you're funny. I mean, I don't mind it. I like watching their videos. You know, you learn some things. But I know. I kind of look all haggard right now. But see, they're still blonde. So, but I can't get my hair dyed because my hairdresser is not open. Because she can't be open, which I feel really bad. But I might call her and see if she'll come to my house and do it. And I'll pay her more. Because I feel bad. She's not making any money. These poor people that are like cosmetologists. I get that. Thanks, Lord. I get that. Certain things should be private. I do get that. I do. But unfortunately, I wasn't privy to whatever happened, so I'm not sure what triggered um the screenshots to be put on be put on Twitter. I'm sorry. Yeah, but honestly, I think he didn't have enough to sit there and like, you know, talk badly about these girls because he was basically caught in this big ordeal. So I don't know. I'm just going off by what I was told. And I get it. I get, you know, that should be personal. It's personal information that you share with an individual. Really? If he's doing, well, I guess if he's out in public, but if he's wearing a mask, why does it matter? Put a mask on him. And like, that's what the masks are. They're there to protect other people. You got a point there, my friend. You got a point there. Oh God. I told my boyfriend I was going to shave my head, and he just looked at me like I was crazy. And then I told him I would do his hair for him, and he was like, absolutely not. There's a lot of barbers and there's a lot of beauticians that go house to house. Like my hairdresser will come to the house and do your hair. So it's not like she's opening a salon. She's in somebody's house. So I don't understand. Oh, yeah, I saw that too. How was it affecting your sleep? And how long was your hair? Oh, the wolf man. Sometimes it's okay to look like the wolf man. Yeah, I've been trying to get my boyfriend to let me cut his hair, but he won't let me. And I'd probably just buzz the whole thing anyways, and then he'd be pissed off at me. And he's probably in there like, why are you talking about me? No, actually, I can hear him snoring, so he's out. He'll be up soon because he has to go to work at 11:15. Oh, maybe not. It's not even 10 o'clock yet. Yes, I know. But to answer your question about going to people's houses, if you're wearing a mask, you are protecting other people from getting the virus. Oh, I see. About the hair. Yeah, I get what you say, Chris. Really? I mean, how thick was your hair? Ugh. I feel like people don't know that I'm FaceTiming. Or not FaceTiming, but live streaming because everybody wanted to come, but then like nobody's nobody's here. But I do appreciate you guys. Don't think I don't. I really, 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 really appreciate everybody that joined. I love you all. Yeah, I used to have really thick hair too until I started processing the hell out of it, and then it kind of like disintegrated, kind of, I guess is the best word. It just thinned out, actually. I know you're not a nobody, Chris. That's why I told you I love you guys. You're quoting song lyrics now. But I do appreciate you guys. You guys, like I said, I really want to start. Oh, that's great, Lord. I'm glad you donated it. That's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. Um, Actually, this is probably one of the best times I've had in the past 2 years. Like a serial killer. How does she know what a serial killer looks like? Has she ever met one? Because they're all different. But like I said, I've enjoyed this lime. God, I can't even speak today. I don't know what's wrong with me. Yeah, but I have really enjoyed this live stream with you guys and everything. And you guys are awesome. Like, really, from the bottom of my heart, I am so thankful for you guys because not only a, a Cheerio killer, did you mean serial killer or a Cheerio killer? But you've guys made me really happy for the past 2 days. I've been very happy with the responses on Twitter and, my my YouTube channel. Like, people are starting to watch it again and leaving, comments, and it's great. It makes me really happy. So, like, when I talked to my therapist about it, she said that I should start doing it again because if it makes me happy, then I should. Oh, Splat. I do remember. I do remember that one. Splat. I love Captain Crunch. Don't talk bad about Captain Crunch. It's my favorite. Actually, have some in my kitchen. Oh, thank you, Will. That's so sweet. Thank you so much. But does anybody have any more questions? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think and see what else has happened in the past 2 years. So it's like taking meth. It does have a lot of sugar though. Um, yeah, I did. I was a little upset when Kobe died. That was terrible. Absolutely terrible. Something like that shouldn't have happened like that. But unfortunately, terrible things happen in the world, but it's sad that his daughter, now his wife and his other girls won't have their father or husband. Let's see, when was the last time I uploaded? We can look and see. And if anybody can help me with this goddamn live stream on the computer, I would greatly appreciate it because I don't know if it's because everybody's home and using the Wi-Fi and that's why it's slow loading, but I don't even know how to do this stupid thing anymore. Let's see. When was the last time I uploaded a video? Uh besides this, let's see. Ugh, what is this? No. All right. So the, oops, that's not what I wanted. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Where is it? Hold on. Where is it? Hold on. All right, here we go. I hate this stupid thing sometimes. All right, so my last video, oh, okay. So maybe it's been 1 year because my last video was uploaded a year ago. Oh, that's good. That's good. I don't know what it is. Like every time I set it up, it just keeps telling me loading, 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 but it's not loading. Like it's taking forever. So I don't know what's going on, if it's YouTube or it's the internet connection because everybody's quarantined and they're using the internet. I don't know what it was. So that's why I used my phone because it was easier to do it that way. So, but, hold on. Yeah, Kobe, I do feel when Kobe passed away, I was really sad about that. Oh God, when Shaq started crying, I thought I was gonna lose it. Like that was so sad. I don't know if you guys know Carrie Temporary. She used to be a big figure on Facebook, and she was one of my or on Facebook and Twitter and live streams. She was she was moderators for people. I just found out that she passed away. So I know I was really upset about that because her and I were really good friends. And I really tried to get her to come to Maryland to stay with me because I know she was having a hard time. But yeah, it was sad. It was really sad. It's been hard. I've had a lot of people pass away lately from, either drug overdoses or suicide or, cancer. Yeah, she was a very big figure on Twitter. And she helped a lot of people. Yeah, she was going through a lot of pain and I was trying to help her. Amazing Lover, she passed away. I'm not sure how or what the method was, and that's irrelevant. But she lost her life. And yesterday it was hard when I found out about it. Oh, Chris, you should never. I know it's hard. I know it's hard when people cheat on, when, you're in love with somebody and then you get cheated on. Believe me, I know how that feels. That's happened to me numerous times. So that's why a lot of times I have big trust issues and I try to work on it. I really, really, really do. But sometimes it's hard because, your past you always think about your past. But, she lost out on a good man. So just think about that. That's how I always think about it when somebody does something really shady or disrespectful or cheats on, has cheated on me in the past. I just, of course it's devastating, but I always say, they've lost a good person because, if you love somebody, you're going to do whatever you want, whatever they want, and it's devastating. But like I said, she lost a good man, so that's on her. And she'll probably regret it for the rest of her life, honestly. because I know a lot of people do. I remember my ex-boyfriend of, and this is the weird story. So my ex from high school, my freshman year, contacted me. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh God, I really hope she didn't cheat on you with like your best friend or something like that, because that's wrong too. But you don't have to tell me because that's your personal information. Um, so, but, I'm trying to look at, all right. Um, I always lose my train of thought on these things. I'm like kind of like winging it, and it's like I'm trying my best, and I hope I'm not just rambling on. So, does anybody live like on the East Coast, like near Maryland? Because I feel like everybody either lives like north or south or on the West Coast. Like, I feel like nobody lives. I know one person that lives in Maryland, but other than that, it's like everybody else lives elsewhere. God, is it still cold in Maine? Like, I mean, I'm a northern girl. I know how the weather is up north, but I don't know if I could ever live in Maine or New Hampshire. Connecticut was the furthest I went north. The melting pot state. What is that? Oh, Cali. Sorry, I thought that said call over here. Oh, yeah. Scotland. Kansas City. Now, Kansas City, Kansas or Kansas City, Missouri? Just kidding. um, so yeah, my ex-boyfriend contacted me probably about a year ago, and we hadn't dated since freshman year of high school. Now, granted, I graduated in '05 from high school, so you can see how long that's been. And we hadn't spoken at all. And, I went out to dinner with him just to catch up, and I paid for my own dinner because I made it very clear to him this was not a date at all. So then he proceeded to text me for the first uh, oh, 94. You're a little old. No, I'm totally kidding. He proceeded to text me 45 times every day until I blocked him. 45 times. Like, how does anybody have time in the day to text message someone 45 times? No, you're not. I was totally kidding. Um, 87? 2015? Oof, you make me feel old, amazing lover. um, Ow, and then I had a stalker, which was interesting too. I might actually put that on my channel. Um, he was pretty interesting. He ended up being my neighbor, which was the creepiest part of it all because I saw him every day. 2010. God, I feel old now. But he was leaving me like really creepy messages and stuff like that. Like, so when it rains, I don't like to put my umbrella in the house, so I put it outside. So he would leave like these really creepy messages about like how, oh, I can't keep you off your I can't keep you off my mind, and I like you. And I was like, oh no, buddy, we are not doing this. Like, it was creepy for the first week because I didn't do anything at first because I thought it was just a prank. Um, he was my neighbor first, and then he started. Oh my God, Chris, I'm so sorry. That's awful to say to anybody. Awful. But yeah. I know I'm not old. I know. Sometimes I feel old. Sometimes my bones crack. You know, when you get older, your bones start cracking, and it's hard to get out of bed sometimes. Um, but back to my story. So he kept leaving me these letters, and eventually I talked to one of the cops at my job, and he told me, he's like, Sarah, you need to make a report just in case something happens to you. I'm like, God, I hope nothing happens to me. Because at that point I was living by myself. It was myself and my dog. And I know my dog would lay her life down for me. Um, Will wins the old contest. We can make him a like an award or something. Um, and so I did. I reported it to my local police, and they came and they tracked him down because the idiot left his phone number. Very smart, right? That was the last message I got. Once I got the phone number, I was like, all right, I'm done. So I went to the police, and they made a report, and then they actually came to my house, which I thought was really nice, to tell me who it was. And I was like, well, who was it? And they were like, it's your neighbor. And I was like, what? Because the crazy part was I was talking to him and his girlfriend, his living girlfriend, and I was saying people were leaving crazy notes on my door, and I was a little scared. So if they could figure, if they see anybody strange hanging around my door, could they, let me know? And they said they would. So then when I found out it was him, it even creeped me out even more. So the police did go and talk to him and told him never to contact me again, which he hasn't. Plus, they moved, which was nice. I think they moved like 2 weeks after that whole thing. And honestly, I don't think his girlfriend knew. And I really didn't want to tell his girlfriend because you know how some girls are. They're crazy as shit. And they would blame me for enticing him. You know how girls are. Like, come on. Yeah, but she should have never done that to you. Like, that's so wrong. Instead of doing something like that to somebody, you need to talk. Like, I feel like I'm a big talker, as you can see. I talk to a wall if it talk back to me. I'm very friendly. I'm very, like, outgoing, and I like to talk to people, and I like to help people. And I feel like I said, I've told people, if you have an issue and you're stressed, that's what your partner is there for, to talk to. Now, granted, you shouldn't get into like a heated debate about it because that's just defeats the whole purpose of talking. But I'm sorry that happened to you, Chris. That's awful. But yeah, so the whole stalker thing, that was not fun. It was actually really creepy. The first time I got the note, I'm not a very paranoid person. And that whole week I was looking over my shoulder because I was afraid somebody was gonna come and like get me and like kidnap me. I tell you. See, I do that too. And I don't think that's a British thing. I think that's just, I don't know. I was taught that I'm not a crier. So when I do cry, it means I'm really upset or I'm really angry. Um, and I don't think that's just a British thing. I bottle things up inside a lot because I don't, feel like I don't want to burden people with my issues or how I feel. So I just keep it inside, which is really bad. And I will be the first person to admit it. Or drunk. Yeah, drinking's never a good idea when you're upset. Ever. Um, I've had a lot of people that I know that have had alcohol issues. I mean, in this society today, there are a lot of people that have a lot of substance abuse issues. A lot. And they're not bad people. Beans on toast. I've never had beans on toast. Um, I don't know what is wrong with this stupid thing. But, does anybody have any more questions? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Is it a national treasure? I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. It's just we don't do that in America. What is the sound of one hand clapping? I don't know. Like this? I have no idea. I don't know. Well, I'm Italian, so basically any Italian food I love. It doesn't matter. I also like sushi. Don't ask me the meaning of life because I have no idea. You're not weird for not smoking weed. There's a lot of people that don't smoke weed. My favorite football team is the Redskins. And I know people are going to make fun of me for it, but hear me out. When I moved, why is this? Do you have ninja sex parties? I have no idea what a ninja sex party is, so no. But yeah, my favorite team is the Redskins, and the only reason that is because when I moved to Maryland, there was no Baltimore team because they kind of dipped out in the middle of the night, so everybody were Redskins fans, and everybody was Redskins fans, so that's just how I became a Redskins fan. I've been a Redskins fan all my life. But of course, my boyfriend's a Ravens fan, so we sit there and we bicker and fight all the time. And it's all in good fun. It's nothing like awful or like a drag out fight. It's just fun. Oh, they make music. Subject makes music too. He makes great music. I use a lot of his music in my excuse me. Sorry, that was really gross. He's made a lot of music in my videos, and he's excellent. And it's kind of, I love all the, the popular composers and everything like that, but, oh, you're welcome. Firefighters, yay. Actually, I dated a firefighter for a while, but it didn't work out. So it's okay. I'm happy now with my boyfriend. He's excellent. He's a great guy. I was hoping that he'd be up so you could see him, but you probably don't care because you'd rather care about me since I've been gone so long. The beach. I wish I could go to the beach. I would love to go to the beach. I would even love to go to the mall at this point. Since, Uncle Larry, the governor of Maryland, that's what I call him, Uncle Larry, shut everything down. God, let's see. Let me go back. So when I was in high school, I had a friend who, Uncle Trump. I had a friend, actually it was my first funeral I've ever went to somebody who was my age, and it was a little interesting. It was a little difficult. He ended up driving when it was really icy, hit a patch of black ice, and ended up flipping his car and dying. My ex-husband's all literally, and this is the saddest thing, the only person who is not dead from my wedding is my ex-husband's cousin. Everybody that was in my wedding, well, and his brother. Well, I don't know if his brother's still alive because I haven't spoken to him in months or years, actually. But his brother and his cousin were the only two people in his groomsmen party that are still alive. The rest of them have died of overdoses. So it is. It's really sad. I lost my grandmother. That's really hard because she was like my best friend. And she kept my mother grounded. I love my mother, but she's a little crazy, just a tad crazy, just a tad. But I feel like once you get older, we all get a little crazier. So I can't really blame her for it, but sometimes she says things and I look at her like, what? Did you really just say that? Like and this is a funny story. They moved to Florida, her and her boyfriend, and they bought a house. Well, the house they bought only had one bathroom, which I don't understand why they did that. And so they were grouting and tiling the floor, and they had this one guy come in, and he did an excellent job. So they wanted to do, thank you, Daniel. They wanted to do tiling in other areas. Well, she proceeds to tell me that the grout's crooked, the tiles are crooked. I'm not trying to be mean or anything or insensitive, but I asked her, I said, what did you hire the handicap of America? And she goes and she says to me, well, Sarah, he only had one working arm. I'm like, are you serious? So I was like, well, that's why it's crooked, because the man only has one arm. I love my mom, but she doesn't make the smartest decisions sometimes. So, but hey, you gotta love your parents sometimes, regardless. I guess it depends, because I know people whose parents are really shitty, and I know some parents who are great. So I guess it depends on how you were brought up and how your parents are. And anybody who's had shitty parents, I feel you. I feel awful. It's awful. So, but I do appreciate you guys. And well, I'm not sure who Ruben is, but I think a lot of stuff, Maryland crabs, best crabs you'll ever have. They come out of Maryland. I think the girls that come out of Maryland are pretty good too. The guys are mediocre. But some of the girls are really crazy. But that's wherever you go. You probably did, because we did a lot of collabs together. But I'm not negating that there aren't crazy women, because there's some crazy women. Believe me, I know. See, they are. Ooh, yeah, that's scary too. I've always thought that you should have an IQ test before you have children, because I've seen a lot of kids destroyed by their parents. DC's a district, so it's not really related to Maryland. Like, we have the whole DMV, DC, Virginia, DC, Maryland, Virginia. But they're a district, so they're basically like an entity of their own, even though we still kind of include them in things that we do. So, well, that's good. That's good. That's a good mother. That's a very good mother, because there's not a lot of good mothers out there. I've never been to Seattle, so I would love to go. It's beautiful. Washington State, Oregon, the West Coast. I don't know, no disrespect, and if being scared hears this, I'm not going to California because they're crazy. Just like we shouldn't be here. Sorry, guys. I think your state's a little cray cray. DC, though, gets a lot of funding. I will tell you that. They get a lot of funding. Maryland, I mean, I can't speak for what Maryland gets, but because I don't know, and no, I've never been to Chincoteague Island, but yes, Chris, they're crazy. I've never been to Chincoteague Island, but I would love to go. Yeah, I know, because they want to make their own state. They're all crazy down there. They all need some, like, lithium or something. Yeah, don't. I have no desire to go there. The only reason if I would go there was because my cousin lives in Los Angeles, but she can come to me. They just have some weird views on life. They do all need lithium. They either need lithium or Depakote or some type of mood stabilizer. Put it in the water or something. God, they're ridiculous. Like, have your mood stable instead of trying to like scare and fear monger everybody. And that's the whole thing with this COVID-19 thing. I am so tired of listening to the news and the fear mongering because it scares everybody. Oh, San Francisco's terrible. They let all these homeless people sleep on the street instead of opening shelters. Like, my mom went to San Francisco and she was like, it's a beautiful place, but it's terrible because the homeless people are everywhere. And they care, since they care about everybody, why don't they care about their homeless? Yeah, I heard about the same thing in Seattle. They are very like pro everything. To the point where they were allowing transgender, which I get. I'm not good job, Lord. I try not to look at anybody's stuff about COVID because it pisses me off because they're just great. They just listen to everything. They don't research the actual disease and the epidemiology of it and how it's, the transmission. Everybody keeps saying the asymptomatic people are giving it to people. That's not true. That's not how a virus works. A virus works by, if you are symptomatic, you are giving it to another person. It's not if you're asymptomatic. So it drives me crazy when people say that because that's not how a virus works. And sadly, some of the people that are saying this to me are nurses. And I'm like, I'm not sure where you went to nursing school, but maybe you should ask for your money back and stop being a nurse. I try not to be mean, but some people are stupid. And I just can't stand stupid people, honestly. I really can't. I'm pretty sure a lot of you are with me on that one. So, but I'm back. I don't know how many people will be happy about it, but I agree with you, Chris. It's not his fault, but everybody wants to blame him. Like I say, I don't agree with some of the things that Trump does at all. But this was not his fault. And people just need to stop making it a political thing and report the facts, the actual facts, and not put your political spin into it because I think it's awful. Nobody cares about your politics right now. People are dying. Oh, well, that makes me feel really loved. It really does. And I am gonna have a video out tomorrow since, I'm off work and I'm quarantined, so I can't really do anything. So, yeah, there'll definitely be a video out tomorrow. I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. So if you guys have any topics, that'd be great. I have a couple in mind, but we shall see. I have a couple stories from a couple authors that gave me permission to narrate. So I might do that, or I might do another psych tale, but maybe I'll save that for the next day because I'm also off. Yeah, I want to be, but my friend and I always joke that we should be Trump's PR people and tell him to shut the fuck up sometimes because he says some stupid shit. Thank you, Lord. I will definitely check that out. Sure. Um, I'd be totally willing to check out anybody's WordPress. Yeah, I know. So he just needs somebody to tell him to shut up sometimes. And I'm great at that. Huh. Honestly, I have no idea. Maryland, I know that they do not have church. All the churches are doing viral. Um, I think it's by a case by case by the state, and I think it's really reckless and negligent on the governor's part to do that. I know Maryland, no churches are open, no malls are open, no restaurants are open for dining. You only can do carry out. Even the liquor store delivers, which I thought was hilarious. Um, and so I'm not sure why some of them are exempt. A lot of it is the southern states, and you know how they are. They're very into their religion. So I'm not sure why they just can't do it online because, you got to think about it. You got these mega churches in the South, like especially Florida. My mom lives in Florida now, so I like call her every day to make sure she's okay. But you got these mega churches in Florida, and thousands and thousands and thousands of people go to them, and it's like you're exposing these people to this disease by allowing them to go to church. Why can't they do? Casinos are closed here. Everything. Well, Governor Uncle Larry, as I said, Uncle Larry was the one that said, because normally they don't deliver. We go and get it, but Uncle Larry said, "I'm still streaming. We shouldn't be here. People are asking me questions. You want to ask me questions?" But normally they don't deliver. But since Hogan shut everything down basically, except for, I mean, he considered the liquor stores were essential, grocery stores are essential, hospitals are essential, nurses, doctors, techs, respiratory therapists. And actually, the funniest thing ever, marijuana dispensaries are essential because they're technically medication. So they're open too, but they're not allowing people in. You have to order online and then they'll give it to you curbside. But yeah, they got an exempt from the state to do that. Yeah, I don't understand that, but I guess people need liquor to get through this quarantine. You know what, Chris, I like you. You and I are going to get along very well because I can't stand that woman. She's corrupt. Where do you live, Will? I would love to have a drive-through liquor store. That too. But then they'll just start drinking hand sanitizer or straight, rubbing alcohol. Because I've had patients who are alcoholics who literally we've had to take away hand sanitizers off, like from the milieu because they were drinking it because it has alcohol in it. So, oh, Kansas City. You guys in the Midwest are weird. Just kidding. I know in no, is it North Carolina or South Carolina? Or maybe it's both. Florida too. They have drive-through liquor stores, which I think is awesome. I like them. But I think it's a cool concept, and I wish they would do it up here because I think a lot of people would really benefit from it instead of having to go inside because we are all lazy. Okay, well, you guys are weird in the Midwest. Detroit. Detroit, especially. I mean, I feel bad for Detroit. They can't even get clean water. Drunk driving. I don't really know the statistics about drive-through liquor stores and drinking and driving, honestly. I know that's Flint, but that's still sad that they can't even get clean drinking water and we live in the United States. That's like something like in third world countries that happens, not here. Sorry, allergies. This loratadine is not helping me whatsoever. So if I sniffle, I'm sorry. I don't think New Hampshire does either, because New Hampshire, like up north, they have really weird, strict liquor license laws. Actually, you know what? I had a patient tell me one time, it is gross. It sounds gross. I've never done it. But I did have a patient tell me it's not COVID. I had a patient tell me that if you add fruit punch to it, it tastes good. I was like, oh God, that sounds awful. What about Baltimore? Baltimore doesn't have drive-through liquor stores. Yeah, I know, which I think is stupid. We have a lot of things that I don't understand. Oh. Hi, Evil. Welcome back. Oh, no, this was hand sanitizer. This was hand sanitizer and fruit punch that he was mixing it with. I don't have COVID. It's allergies. I can even show you the pill bottle I take. I keep, and it's ridiculous because, you know, when you go to the grocery store, nothing really, just me blabbing away because that's all I do is talk. Now I lost my train of thought. Yeah, I don't understand that either. I know I can speak for the state of, yes, Evil, it's allergies. And I sneeze. And I call and sometimes I cough because you get a nasal drip. And then people think you're infected and they run from you. I know in Maryland they just passed a law. So you get it's actually a federal law called FMLA that you can take on maternity leave. You either get 8 to 12 weeks depending on whether you had a C-section surgery or not. And if you have time, like you take your own sick time, which sucks, but they'll pay you. But then additionally, Uncle Larry decided to, which was I thought was a good thing. He decided to say once you deplete all your sick time, the state will give you 60 days, so 2 months of extra time with your child, and that's not using your time. You're getting paid. I know. Like one time I cough and then I apologize. I'm like, I'm sorry. Because I feel like people are gonna like think I'm crazy or I'm sick and they're gonna run from me. And I'm like, it's just allergies. I'm like, damn, can a girl have some allergies? Christ. So I think I need some Flonase. That's probably what I need. Actually, the dads here get the dads here get it too. Stop it. You're not gonna die of throat cancer. Unless, do you really have throat cancer? The dads here, they do. They can take FMLA and I mean, that's the smoker's cough. We all know it's a smoker's cough. But the dads can. Some Maryland girls are crazy, not all. Yeah, they're my friends. They're good guys. I can't remember what the hell was I saying. But yes, there are some Maryland girls are crazy, but I feel like that's everywhere. Me? No, I have no children. I have a dog. Oh yeah, and then you end up aspirating, and then you start coughing, and everybody's like, everybody thinks you have the plague, and then they run from you. Do not go to WebMD. Do not. I used to hate it when I went into, no, I don't hate children. I just, I like kids. I like playing with my friends' kids. They're great. I just, eventually one day I'll have one. Knowing me though, I'll end up probably having twins. My friend actually said that to me the other day. She goes, well, if you get pregnant, you better have twins because I know you're only doing this once. I said, you know me too well. So, yeah, stop with the WebMD. It's so awful. Whenever I used to get patients and they were like when I was in triage in the ER, they'd be like, well, I researched it on a WebMD. And I'm like, that's not a reputable site, okay? It's like the worst thing you can say to a doctor or a nurse. Well, on WebMD, and I just look at them like, really? So, but does anybody else have anything? I actually do hurt myself a lot. I run into things quite frequently, actually. Chris, probably not. I have family in Italy. Um, but the problem is they all live together and I can't live with that many people. I probably end up either, either jumping off a building or killing them because my family is loud and obnoxious sometimes and it's just like, go away. Especially, I love my parents to death. And it's not even my dad, it's more my mom. And you know, moms are. Moms care about their kids, but sometimes she's a little overbearing, so. Damn, I can't believe it's almost 11 o'clock. Oh, believe me. I actually had a gentleman come in one time, and he decided to stick a broomstick up there. And it was hard to get out. And I'm pretty sure he was pretty embarrassed, and I felt bad for him. But I was like, a broomstick? You couldn't find something smaller? Like, really? There's a lot of smaller things than a broomstick. But he just stuck it up there. I guess him and his partner were experimenting, and unfortunately, he was the unlucky one that got the broom stuck up his butt. I even asked his partner. I said, "Well, what did you do? Rock paper scissors? Like, how did he get it?" Um, it was pretty far up there where he had to have it surgically removed. He wanted to be a witch. Don't we all want to be a witch? Yes. Oh, has anybody watched The Tiger King? Because that show is ridiculous and those people are freaking crazy. They just need to go. Like I can't even watch it. They're so crazy. Like you got that one guy who's like who's marrying straight men. And then you got this other woman who they think that killed her husband and fed him to her tigers. I'm like, I can't take it. And all they're doing is like yelling at each other all the time. And they got one guy shooting guns and explosives and they want to run for the president. I'm looking at him like, you got a mullet, dude. You need to cut the mullet before you run for president. Then he wanted to run for governor, but he lost. So, but evil patient? It is a train wreck, evil. It is a train wreck. I would say the most evil patient I had was a gentleman. Oh God, President Mullet. His mullet's terrible, by the way. He could have a better mullet. But the worst patient I think I've ever had. Oh, look who's awake. Was probably. What is wrong with you? You know you have to go to work, right?
What are you doing?
I'm doing my live stream. Sorry, I'm being interrupted. They want to meet you.
Thank you.
He's awake now because he has to go to work. he's a night shifter. They all say hello.
Hello.
He says hi. Let's see. The most evil patient I had was a gentleman. He escaped from one of the hospitals. And he ended up murdering 2 people. And then, you know, he came to our hospital. And this gentleman, he was old, but he didn't care who you were. He would hit a female, he'd hit a male. He didn't care. He's a vampire. They think you're a vampire. He is a vampire. I do call him a vampire because he only works at night. He doesn't like the sun. So I do believe he's a vampire.
So you want to meet them?
Zozo. I'm calling my dog. Yeah, he is a night shift guy. Come here, Zoe. I'm trying to get my dog to come over here, but she's being a pain in the butt. Oh, hello. Come here. Come here. Look. Say hello. Say hello. Come here. Say hello. Okay, now she ran away. Aw. I do approve of him. He's a good guy. My glasses are crooked, though. Yep, that was the pupper. Yeah, she's a good girl. I don't know where she went. She probably went back to bed because she's a brat and she's lazy. Zoe. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, this is the same dog. The best dog of the year. She is a good dog. There she is. Hey, come here. Come here. Come here. Come, get over here. Get over here. Say hi to the people. Say hi to the people. Oh. Say hello to people. My God. She's crazy. Yeah. She's a little crazy little girl, but she's a good dog. Zoe, everybody says hello. Zoe says hi in her barky voice. She does talk. Oh, there she is. I don't think she understands what she's like. What's going on? Where'd you go? Hey, hey, say hello. Say hello. Say hello. But she's crazy. She's a good dog, though. She's a mutt. She loves to hunt. So, last summer, she actually caught 2 groundhogs, and my poor boyfriend had to yell at her to drop them, which she didn't kill them. But now the groundhogs, I think, what do you mean peaked? Like, was attractive? I feel like most people peak when they're in their, like, 19, 20, 21. I feel like in high school, you're still at that awkward phase, especially, like, middle school. Middle school to high school, I still feel like you're awkward. Because you haven't experienced life. Yeah, that's my boyfriend's alarm. Shut. I have no idea where it's coming from. Hold on, let's go see where it's coming from. Oh my God. Ugh. See, I am old. I can't even get off the ground. And then again, I probably shouldn't be sitting on the ground. I hate his new phone because I can't figure it out. Wait, I'm sorry. I missed your question. Can you ask me again? Um, well, I mean, I think people change as they get older. You know, everybody wants to be that popular girl in school or popular guy in school. But I feel like once you get older, who really gives a shit? Because the people that are around you and that love you regardless, you shouldn't care what other people think. Because you are you and you're amazing. And everybody else, most people suck, by the way. They just suck. They only care about themselves and stuff like that. So, but I just want everybody to remember that you are wonderful the way you are, and that nobody can take that away from you. And you shouldn't let anybody bring you down. I'm not being nice. I mean, I'm being real. Like I said, I'm very transparent and I'm real. Thank you, Daniel. So, I don't like, ooh, what's going on? I swear to God, people need to get off quarantine so our internet goes back to the normal way. Ooh, opera singer. That's amazing. See, and I know a lot of people who didn't really fit in high school because they hadn't found themselves yet. And then they went to college and became doctors and nurses and, you know, things that are amazing. CEOs of companies, they started their own companies. So it's like, I think high school's okay, but I think you shouldn't care what anybody thinks in high school, because what do they know? They don't know anything. We don't know anything. We think we do, but we don't until we get older and we actually experience it for ourselves. And then we realize, holy shit, our parents were right. It's okay to be strange. I am strange. We're all a little strange. That makes us all unique. But, oh, shit. See? Now, say hi to the people. Oh, she's such a brat. I tried to get her to say hi to everybody, but, oh my gosh. Oh. See, Joey. See? Like I said. I think she's getting sick and tired of me. Or she has to go outside, one of the two. Is that what you need to do? She knows the word outside. She's really smart. Magic? Like Magic the Cards? Yeah, you're a good girl. Now you got dog hair in my mouth. Oh. She'll get locked. Oh, my ex-husband played Magic cards. Went before we even met. I don't really know how to play. Like, I'm not even quite sure, like, what to do with the game or anything. Yeah, I think it's a little difficult to grasp the concept. Kind of like, what is that, Dungeons and Dragons? Oh, no, don't pull an all-nighter. Why are you going to pull an all-nighter? You're a pain in my butt, dog. Well, I guess. Sword of Slaying. Oh, I know. I don't even know what day it is half the time. Oh, 3:55. What is that? An 8-hour time difference in England? Oh, because I know in Kenya, because that's where my boyfriend's from. It's an 8-hour difference there. It is Tuesday in Maryland. Well, for another couple hours, I think. For like another hour. But, alright. This dog's looking at me like I need to take her out, so I think I'm going to end this podcast. It's not even a podcast. This live stream. But be on the lookout. Be on the lookout for my video tomorrow. Because it will be up. I promise. But I really, really enjoyed this live stream with you guys. I really did. And it actually brightened my mood today. So I'm going to go walk the dog. And I will talk to you. Kenya's beautiful. And I was really upset that I didn't get to go. Because of stupid Rona. That's what I call her. Because it's a girl. The virus is a girl. I believe it. But it's nice chatting with you guys too. And I hope you guys have a lovely night. And don't stay up too late, Chris. 3:55 in the morning. So, but. Because only girls do crazy shit like this. Only girls do mass destruction like this. That's why I think it's a girl. But, I will talk to you guys later. And in the future, I'll do a lot more live streams. I hope everybody has a good night. And I will talk to you guys later. All right. Bye.